Hi guys, it's evening on April 27th, 2015, and I am walking to a shelter that's around mile 420, I think 420.4. I'll have to look at what the shelter's called, but I am going to go into my last town in Tennessee tomorrow to resupply, and then I will be trying to make it to Damascus in the next couple days after that. So the terrain hasn't gotten easy, but it's flattened out a little bit. And also I found my tripod. It is at the place I thought it was, so they're sending it to me. And some people have been commenting that I should get I should make videos without me being in them, and I just want to let you know that I got a head mount. I thought it would be useful for places where the terrain is too difficult to actually be using the stick pick, but I'm going to start making some videos with that. I don't personally like watching videos as much when there's nobody in it, but just the scenery. The AT is really beautiful and everything, but I find it really, not as interesting as watching trail vlogs, because ultimately, the experience of hiking, a lot of it is the person's experience, right? So it's just, I'm making the videos how I like to watch them, or how I've been watching videos in the past, so I like to be in them, just a personal preference. But I'm gonna make some videos just for you guys who've been requesting videos of the terrain, because I know you can't always see as much on the trail, but hopefully you can see some of the trail even when I'm in the videos. Like right now, you can see the trail behind me. This is a really smooth section, so it's been a little bit easier the last few days. I'd say the last 2 days. It really didn't flatten out right after Irwin, because the day after, the day we went to Doll Flats was when we camped there. We were night hiking for a while because the last section was just really rough after a long day. It was very rocky and hard to do in the dark, but this is a super wide section of trail. And it always makes me a little nervous when I'm on a wide, well-maintained flat section of trail, because I just assume that I accidentally got off onto a Forest Service road and not the AT, because most of the time that assumption is right, and it's easy to mistake the Forest Service roads for the AT because you think that's what the AT may be like, but it's usually just very narrow and 1 foot in front of the other kind of terrain, so it's usually not as wide as you think. My hiking partner twisted both his ankles the other day, so we ended up having to take a 0 in Roan Mountain, so going a little slower to Damascus than I would have hoped, because I still want to stay ahead of the really big bubble, and I know that I'm not moving super fast, but I just have heard that they're not that far behind us and want to keep moving so that I don't end up at shelters with 100 other people. Still not super crowded yet in this particular bubble. We've been seeing the same people basically off and on. I'd say the same 20 or 25 people since a little before Hot Springs, I would say. I can't remember. Oh, I guess the second half of the Smokies even, because we took that day off in the Smokies and then people were passing us, and there's still some faster people moving through, but a lot of the people, they're going exactly the same mileage, the upper teens in the mileage, 15 to I'd say 18 miles a day. And so I see them, and then I see them in town, and it's nice. The person that I've been hiking with actually is leaving for a little while, has some other stuff to take care of, so I'm gonna have to meet some new people, which will be nice. But I like hiking with someone that I've gotten to know pretty well and is willing to hike at like my pace, which is relatively slow. Last night I stealth camped at just a random site a few miles past the last shelter, and it was very nice. I was all alone and it was quiet, and just I feel safer in the woods than in town a lot of the times, especially in some of these places. To be honest, like, I don't know, just seen some slight things that make me a little uncomfortable. But alright, here, I don't know if you can see, there's some rock walls here. This is why having the so you can see what I'm seeing would be nice. It'll give you a lot better idea of kind of what the terrain of the trail is like, and I think I'll probably use it more as the terrain gets harder further north. One thing that I've noticed in this section is that we're going through a lot more fields than we were before, and also there seem to be a lot of hostels in this area. Like, if you're willing to do a 15-mile-ish day every day, you can pretty much sleep in a hostel every night. I know that a lot of people were talking about Kinkora Hiker Hostel as being like a great place, but since we've been kind of killing time with the injury, like we zeroed in Roan Mountain, as I mentioned, and just had some chill 1.5 days there, I want to continue on and not just stay in a hostel right now. Like, I don't know. Although maybe I should have gone and met the person who runs Kinkora, because he's supposed to be like a trail legend, everyone's saying, like they're medium because of that. I just I've been spending a lot of time in town, and then looking at my budget, I should probably not be spending quite so much time in town. So, or just like minimizing my hostel stays. I mean, hostels aren't that expensive, I guess. I think the main thing is I've been eating a lot, and like I eat a restaurant meal whenever I can, and that adds up after a while. Maybe not always staying in the cheapest accommodations, so I'm not like totally going over my budget. I just spent a little more than I thought I had. Okay, I remember the name of the town we're going into tomorrow, which is Hampton, Tennessee. So we're gonna go in and get out, like get some hot food and get out. So yeah, it won't be too long of a stay, but just enough to get everything that we need. There's a lot of water around here, so that's nice. As I said, a lot of water, a lot of bridges. Turn around so you can see. Can't really see. It'd be nice if I had a headlamp. This is a pretty area. Section of trail. Well, I guess we're back in Tennessee. People have been saying that they thought the Tennessee section of trail, for the most part, was better maintained in North Carolina. I'm not 100% sure. I guess so. It seems kind of like section by section it varies. Like around Hot Springs, it was pretty well maintained, but in other places, not so much. So it really is very variable by area, and definitely the nicest shelters have been in the Smokies. But yesterday, the shelter that we saw that was like 10 point something miles past Roan Mountain, the what was it, I-19E, or I don't know, that crossing, 19E I guess, it was a really nice shelter, one of the nicer ones we've seen, not so whatever rustic or old. But then the shelter we saw today was really pretty nasty and situated in such a way that the winds were really bad, so it just wasn't great. Let me see. Being in this area the last few days has been a little weird just because I normally don't. Sorry, I was looking, someone's screaming, so I normally don't feel like I'm right on the edge of civilization, even though I know I am. Like, you hear a car crossing or whatever, but in this area, there's been so much civilization just right by the trail. Like, in Georgia and North Carolina, I knew that it was there. There were road crossings, but there seems to be more. Like, yesterday we walked past a cemetery and just more seeming farmland, so it really seems like we're in this weird wilderness pocket that's like right in the middle of a really populated corridor, which of course we are. I know it's the eastern US. It's not like the West where you can be truly in the middle of nowhere with nothing around. And that's nice. It's an advantage that the AT has, but there's a lot of big rock walls around here. And it's interesting, I want to show you guys. There's so much pink stone. I don't know if you can see, but so many of the stones I've been seeing are pink or red around here. And it's distinct from other stuff. It's getting to the point, not quite yet, but maybe people are swimming because, I mean, it's not that warm today, so I don't know why they'd be swimming. But there's a really nice water source, so maybe they are. I've been seeing more day hikers lately, so I think people are getting out more, and I'm sure as we continue on, we'll see more and more people day hiking, and a lot of section hikers in this area, I guess, for some reason. So yeah, it's I feel like it's picking up. As before it was vast majority through hikers in March. Like, there weren't that many people, just, I mean, there were a few spring breakers, but not that many people just out and about. And as summer comes in, I'm sure we'll see more like Boy Scout troops and other stuff like that. You just always run into people, and it's a little it's a little uplifting to run into day hikers because it means you're near a road crossing. So like when you're waiting to go into town, like the other day, I was near this road crossing and I saw this like elderly woman kind of walking along very slowly, obviously a day hiker, and then I knew that I was near the end, the road crossing. I keep thinking there'll be people behind me, but so far, none. Anyways, but I mean, just because people say it gets flatter, don't expect it's going to be completely graded and flat terrain after a certain point, because people have been telling us for, I mean, we're at like, what, 419 probably right now. People have been telling us since mile 90, it'll get easier north of Irwin. It's gotten a little easier. I'll keep you updated on it if it actually gets easier as we go near Damascus, because like I know it will get easier. I've heard north of Damascus it's where it really flattens out, but when you look at the book, it's still like, it's always hilly, so it's never quite what they say it is. So people shouldn't, I don't think you should get your hopes up too high about it flattening. The other thing people talk about a lot, like as a cautionary tale, which I'm dreading a lot, is they talk about Pennsylvania and how rocky it is and how horrible the rocks are if you don't like being on rocks all day, which of course I don't. I go super slow on rocks. I'm not very sure-footed, so I know by then I'll be a little stronger, but still makes me anxious to think about that. But take it a day at a time, right? Hopefully by that point, I know I've gotten a lot stronger already. Like, it took me a long time to feel much stronger, but I definitely have gotten trail legs. I was thinking I'd get them in the first 2 weeks. It definitely took a lot longer than that before I felt that wow, that's a long ways down. Before I felt that I could really do what I saw other people doing from the beginning. But I mean, I didn't think I was unfit when I started. I just wasn't an elite athlete. A lot of the people who are doing through hikes and doing really fast through hikes are more elite athletes. So if you're coming straight from an office job and you're not like used to long distance or whatever, it might be a little bit more of an adjustment, but I definitely have been able to do a lot longer mileage days. Longest day so far has been 21 miles, and I know that's going to continue to increase as I get further north. So yeah, that's one thing. Anyways, I should go. I keep turning the camera off because I think I'm going to get to a smoother section, and then there's a bunch of rocks, so I don't really want to have it on right now, having to hold it like this. But that's my update for now. I'll be in Damascus in a couple days and maybe take 1 or 2 zeros there. I'm not in a huge hurry, but I mean, I'm going back for trail days, so I also don't need to spend a ton of time there because I'm sure it'll be more fun when everyone's there. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.